Hello, my name is Dr. Mary Goshay. I'm with Dr. Goshay's Novels and Curriculums. Today, I'm going to be reading from my book, A Mistake in Trust, which is rated 5-star on Amazon.com. It's also in the Library of Congress. And one real quick before I get to that, I have a short film. So if any of you are in the San Antonio area or want to come to San Antonio, August the 16th, 4 p.m. at the Overtime Theater, which is at 4335 Vance Jackson Road, Suite 103 to 104. Please come out and join me. So I'm going to read a portion here on the book. Here we go. Nina called back an hour later. Her daughter answered the phone. Nina could hear a lot of voices in the background and laughing. Nina, is everything okay? Nina's daughter, everything's fine. Everyone is wrestling around in the living room. Nina. Nina became upset. Tell everyone to get out of the living room. Nina wanted to tell her daughter to ask them to leave, but she was torn between the boys having fun and hurting her associates' feelings. I'll call you a little later. A couple of hours went by and Nina called her daughter again. Nina, has everyone left? Nina's daughter. Only Sean left. Nina was agitated and concerned now. She told her daughter to put one of them on the phone. Jerome picked up the phone. Nina, why are you still at my house? Jerome was silent and passed the phone to Richard. Nina asked Richard the same question. Richard, Sean went to the store. He's going to be right back. Nina, I am going to call Sean and then call you back. Nina called Sean. Sean answered the phone as if he was tired and had suddenly been awakened out of a deep sleep. Nina, where are you? Sean, I am back at the barracks. Nina, how come you didn't take Richard and Jerome with you? Sean, because they said they were not ready to go, so I left. Nina, okay. So they hung up the phone. Now Nina was livid. Nina called her daughter and asked to speak with Richard. When Richard answered the phone, Nina scolded him for lying and missing their ride home. Nina fussed about now having to have worked 8 hours. She would have to pick them up and drive them home and then go back home herself. Nina told them they needed to find a ride home fast. Nina slammed the phone down. Nina started complaining to her coworker about the events that had taken place. Nina's coworker said, I would not have trusted 3 men in my house with my daughter. These words became very chilling to Nina. She thought to herself, if any of them had tried to touch her daughter in any inappropriate way, her daughter would have said something. So Nina called her daughter again and stayed on the job's phone until she had to clock out from work. Once clocked out, Nina called her daughter on her cell phone. Nina, have they left yet? A mistake is something we make at some point in our lives. However, when we make a mistake in trusting someone, that is when it is most costly. Everyone has heard the cliche, life is a bowl of cherries. But when life takes a piece of your heart and rips it apart, you begin to doubt who you are. Also, what you are about, everything you stand for. You begin to question your mindset and way of thinking, your ethics, your values, your true goals in life, and foremost, what is most important to you. As these concerns arise in mind, it brings out a meaning of how precious life is. It makes realization come to light how quickly something can be taken from you. Before I tell this story, let me ask you, have you ever ever trusted a vision, placed people in it to assist, and been let down? Most of you will answer yes. Next question. What gave you the strength to wake up and move forward? Maybe it was your family, loved one, work, or God. Some people believe God does not give us more than we can bear. On the other hand, some people believe we reap what we sow. In other words, we had that one coming. So, all that brings up the question of wisdom. How smart do you think you really are? Do you listen to your conscience? Well, if you don't, here is some knowledge. If your mind has an inkling of doubt, listen to it. Question everything. Become your own hired detective. Because when your mistake hits your inner being, it will disrupt your life and everything around you. In the suburbs of New York lived Nina Baker, a Black educated single mother with 3 children. Her children meant everything. They gave her inspiration and hope when she was down. All of her children maintained A's in school. The kids knew their mom was a stickler about education. Anything less than a B was unacceptable. Nina made sure that the kids went to the best schools and were safe. They never had to look over their shoulders and worry about getting jumped, robbed, or shot. Nina was very protective of her children. She lived the meaning of a woman doing what they have to do and not necessarily what they want to do. Nina was born and raised in New York City, the streets of Hard Knocks. Nina was sexy and beautiful. She had long black hair and a honey brown, vibrant complexion. Her long eyelashes would make any man melt and say, I do. Nina's pearly white teeth glistened when she smiled. She had the figure of a model's 36, 24, 36. Coca-Cola body to match. Nonetheless, Nina Baker was very skeptical of everyone. She never let people get too close to her. Her outer aura was presumed mean and stern. She did not have friends, only associates. However, if she pegged you to be honest and forthcoming, she opened her heart to you. Miss Baker worked hard to obtain any achievements in life. She did not have to have sex with people to climb the corporate ladder. At work, Nina was well respected and sometimes feared by her superiors. They felt Miss Baker was too brash and direct. She was one to tell you how she felt tactfully. Yet, if she was right about something, she would challenge you to the end. Her honesty, courage, and belief in doing the right thing got her into conflict with the bosses. Nina never played politics or kissed anyone's ass to excel. You either liked her for whom and what she stood for, or you did not. There was no in between. Many men wanted to be with her sexually, but felt too inferior to even ask. Her dominance was magnified upon entry to everyone, male and female alike. Despite how people viewed her professionally, Miss Baker had a sensual side to her. It would be displayed on the dance floor or with her mate. This is how she met her boyfriend, Jason. Jason was Puerto Rican. He always dressed for success. He was business-minded with a degree in psychology. One night, Nina walked into this club looking hot. Jason spotted her instantly. He was captivated by the way she moved on the dance floor. All kinds of thoughts were going through his mind. Now, Jason himself was fine. He was tall with jet black, smooth, wavy hair. His long, thick eyelashes were dreamy. Jason had well-defined cheekbones and luscious, kissable lips. He had a rock-hard body like Arnold Schwarzenegger. The huge bulge in his pants gave you a clear indication the man was hung, if you know what I mean. Now, Jason felt he had to meet this voluptuous woman on the dance floor. So he walked up to Nina boldly and asked her to dance. Nina checked Jason out from head to toe. Stimulated by what she saw, she said yes. While dancing, they became very acquainted with each other. Jason began asking Nina some of the usual questions. Jason, what's your name? Nina. And yours? Oh, my name is Jason. Smiling. Where are you from?